Welcome back to Coffee Break. I'm Anna.
I'm Shelly.
I'm Lynn.
I'm Bianca.
And today we're going to be talking about presentation skills or public speaking skills.
Public speaking. Merong naging stand-up once si Jerry Seinfeld. He's a comedian. And he said, the biggest fear of people, or at least, ang mas malaking fear ng tao ay public speaking kesa death. Ibig sabihin, at a funeral, they'd rather be the one in the casket than doing the eulogy. Have you heard that? Yeah, super fear. Ganon kalaking fear.
This is really, I relate to this very much. I cannot speak in front. As in talagang sobrang...
Ano to? Dito okay ka naman.
Well, as in grabe yung... Wow, jabar. Yung talagang I've worked on it very hard through the years. It's really something that comes very difficult for me. So I'd like to learn a lot from this episode.
Wow, this is for you.
For the top 5, since we're all advocates of different causes, we have to develop public speaking skills. It's just one of those things that we have to do for our causes, for our respective causes, and for each other. And so for the top 5, we thought about doing the do's and don'ts of public speaking.
And presenting.
Yes. And
to a public.
To a specific audience, which we will talk about more. Number 1, don't look at the floor and do look at the audience.
Actually, ang dami pala nating learnings from the first season ng Coffee Break. Kunyari ako parati ako nakaganon nun, di ba? Nangyapa.
No. I'm agreeing with you na ang dami nating learnings dun sa... Like me, I didn't realize that this is my tick. When I'm... ganyan.
Yes, but this is not about us. Okay, so, don't look at the floor.
Okay,
Kasi
so...
sometimes, when you're nervous...
Yeah, your ticks come out. Right?
Yeah. And one of them is looking at the floor. Kasi nga, when you see people watching you, you get more nervous or you get conscious.
Or some speakers look up naman.
Yeah.
But like while presenting, so they don't acknowledge the audience anymore. And the thing is, looking at your audience is the best way to engage them, right? And this doesn't just go for public presentations. This goes for even like one-on-one interviews. Yeah. I mean, if I'm talking to you, tapos if I'm talking to Shelly, nakatingin sa Shelly sa baba, it's weird and it comes across as rude.
Yeah,
right?
Because the person you're talking to will be like, tingin niya.
Yeah. So there's no connection.
Yeah.
One of the tricks that a teacher has taught us before was to look in the middle of someone's eyes. Kasi that way, feeling niya, nakatingin ka sa kanya, pero hindi ka natatakot. So until you get used to the eye level thing, pwedeng siya yung starting point.
You really have to practice. It's awkward especially if you're friends, you can easily look at each other eye to eye.
Right.
Pag crush mo, hindi pwede.
Pag crush mo, pag you're intimidated,
boss or something,
an important personality, you really will feel weird looking the person in the eye. Pero it's needed as respect, to show your sincerity. So practice lang talaga.
I think it's more respect, no? If it's anything that will bring you to doing it, it's just out of respect for the person who's listening to you.
Yeah. Pero practice is in while working, hindi yung nasa kalit ka tapos
Learn!
Medyo weird yun.
So, but remember, when you're presenting in a big room, make sure you distribute your attention. Hindi ka rin pwedeng sa isang side ka lang nagpe-present kasi that means the other half won't be engaged anymore. So, you can make a mental note to yourself, okay, I'll look at the left first, the middle, right, or left, right, middle, depending on you na lang kung what you want your strategy to be.
Okay, number 2.
This is my pet peeve. Don't put that whole talk on your presentation. On your presentation, dapat keywords lang. I'm sure you've all sat through whatever type of seminar or talk that literally the one presenting, the meaning of the whole paragraph or sentence is in the presentation and like
binabasa lang. Dapat mag-handout na lang, di ba?
Basahin na lang natin.
No. So usually, what really would work better is you put the main thought or kumbaga the headline on your presentation. Like this one.
Yes,
Di ba? We only put the do and the don't and then you elaborate and then you give practical examples.
Kasi your PowerPoint, whatever tool it is you're using, your presentation, it supports the story that you're telling. It's not what should say it for you. Otherwise, mag-Google Hangouts na lang kayo, tapos naka-flash na yan. Diba?
In fact, one presentation format that's very famous now, it's called the Pecha-Kucha. And it's all images, no text is allowed. And you're given 20 seconds
Per slide. For 20 slides.
For 20 slides. So that's something I think
Sige nga, gano'ng katagal yan?
5 minutes.
6 minutes, 20 seconds. I'm not sure if it's
5
20,
minutes
pero
ba?
parang somewhere
I think it's 5.
6 minutes thereabouts.
Or no, don't ask me.
Okay, number 3. Don't start with disclaimers and instead find common ground between you and your audience. Ito yung mga pag-apak pa lang sa stage, I'm so sorry, I didn't get enough sleep last night. Or mga, I'm so sorry, I just did my presentation this morning. Bakit mo aaminin yun? That you suck? Like, what's wrong with you?
I think the concept behind that is, partida, hindi na ako nakatulog sa kagabi nito. Kakagawa ko lang ito kanina, pero ang ganda, di ba? It's a humble brag, in a way. It's an underhanded disclaimer.
No, but I think siguro, people who get to say that should know na hindi naman alam ng audience mo and they don't need to know.
You have to limit when you step there.
Kunyari, bigyan ka ng, your talk is 10 minutes. Just use the 10 minutes to give quality
content
and advice instead of, but jokes are definitely okay within a presentation.
Right.
Definitely. Pero
kung mapupull off mo.
Yung start lang na parang nega, sorry agad, maybe the audience might be, bakit?
Bakit ka nagsasorry? Okay ka lang. Ano yung do find common ground?
Like, yung find common ground.
Okay, explain.
What do you and your audience have in common?
Okay.
That maybe you can
So, pwede
tie
ganito.
together.
So, lahat tayo.
Walang tulog.
Walang tulog, di ba?
Pwede yun. Totoo.
Okay lang yun. Di ba?
Or kunyari talk on love. Sino dito naging sawi na? Ako. Common yun. Pag love.
Parang nagamit mo na yun.
Lagi mo yung ginagamit, no?
Okay, yun
Pero
pala yung
that you
common
establish initial connection and people can relate to you right away. Like, I remember your Greeneration talk, your disclaimer was, I'm not a hardcore environmentalist like Anna. Dinamay pa ako dun sa disclaimer niya. But I'm sure kasi a lot of people in the audience were also feeling like, I can't be
Chief Mermaid.
Yeah, ganyan.
So, in that sense, it works.
Yeah.
If,
Yeah.
Okay, I understood now.
Next. Do tailor fit your presentations and don't take your audience's time for granted. So this one, the first one's pretty self-explanatory, we hope. If you're talking to a group of, let's say...
Now, let's use you as an example. Anna gives a million talks on the environment, but to different. Minsan, mas government, minsan students, minsan companies, minsan fishermen. So, how do you tailor fit it?
Wow. Well, like, one of the hardest audiences was, preschool.
That's hard.
So, how do you break down marine conservation for children? So what I did was, I started with a picture of a beach. And I said, sino nang nakapunta ng beach dito? Sino nang nakalangoy? What do you see underwater? And then from there, you move on, di ba? But, syempre, pag kunwari mga government officials, then you work more on policies.
Akala ko pinapakita mo ulit yung picture ng beach.
Sino nang nakalangoy na? Uy, pero importante rin yun.
Sino nang naka-junket sa koron dito? Joke lang.
Yun. So that's one example. Because you have to get your message across na ka-level. Because sometimes if it's too simple, it won't make an impact. And at the same time, if it's too complicated, sayang lang yung time mo.
Diba? And as for the taking, don't take your audience's time for granted. Paano kung nanggaling pa yan ng kunyari, nag-present ka sa... Saan ba yung mga magkakalayo? Kunyari, the person took 2 hours to commute to get to wherever he or she is. Gumastos yan para makarating sa'yo, di ba? Tapos magpe-present ka lang ng wala lang naman. And the thing is, sometimes, kunyari yung mga preschool children na yan, when Anna presented, when else would they get the chance to actually hear about marine conservation? So maybe you're the only presenter that they will get to have in their lives. Bomba mo na. Bomba!
Grabe yung bomba.
So, yun sana, banatan mo na yan eh. Bomba was softer.
Okay.
At saka you can't rin, you can't rin expect na, for example, you're giving a talk in Ateneo. You can't assume, lahat naman to, mga mayaman. Parang yung ganong mga generalizations. Parang
true.
maybe one person from there saved up his allowance
Talagang sinuyo ka.
Oo, diba?
Sagutin mo na. Wow.
Wow. Iba na yun. Okay, next. Yan, ito. This is super, super important. Don't wing it. Do practice, practice, practice. Kita kasi, a person who practiced his or her presentation will be very different from someone who just created it 10 minutes before he or she went on stage.
That's true.
And it's about the 10,000 hours thing. It's really true. And like with me, since I give a lot of talks, I try not to take it for granted. And every single presentation, I rehearse it. I time myself. Kasi when you're given a time limit, ang pangit din nung kinakat ka na or there's someone going like that in the background,
Or
right?
papaintayin mo yung next speaker.
Or papaintayin mo yung next speaker. And then, with me, I also practice in front of the mirror to see if I have like really annoying habits. And I practice with the shoes that I'm wearing on the day of the presentation. Kasi, ano ba yung value nun? Kasi sometimes when you're wearing heels, and you have a huge stage, you have to practice walking in it or else you'll fall. Or sometimes when I'm really nervous and I'm wearing heels, baka malaglag ako, diba? So I have to get into that habit.
To me also, I think something that I've learned over the years, don't just practice your presentation, practice answering the questions that the audience might throw at you. This goes back to, you only have a limited time with your audience. So, you only have a limited time with your audience. And because sometimes, you know a lot of things about the topic. They ask you one question, ang dami mong gustong sabihin. But the truth is, you can't nga shortchange your audience. You have to tailor also your replies to their level of knowledge.
So maybe it's possible also to come into a presentation with an agenda in mind. Na, okay, I'm going to make sure that these children leave with an idea of knowing government. Joke lang ulit. Knowing what the beach looks like underwater. Kahit ganun lang kasimple.
And this is not just about, kasi ang daming tao naman busy who really do their presentation 10 minutes before going, ako yun. The point of me of not doing it is, more than anything, even if you don't have time to practice in front of the mirror or practice your exact lines or write down a speech and practice that, you have to know your content. For me, yun ang not winging it. Kasi no matter kahit magbumagsak yung PowerPoint mo,
totoo yun. Nangyayari yun.
may magulo, biglang ito na yung sequence or biglang may magtanong, nagulo yung train of thought mo. If you know your content and your material so well, you can
with or without,
without a presentation.
What Bianca does, baka nag-share ng mga secrets. She makes an outline of things she wants to say, which I don't do and that I'm learning from you, diba? Kasi nga, you'll never know eh. What if it malikat? What if mawalan ng electricity or whatever?
Hindi mag-function yung projector.
My horrible confession on why I don't practice or why I used to not practice is that feeling ko, kung kunyari nag-mess up ako, may excuse ako sa sarili ko na hindi mo ako nag-practice eh. Sobrang mali nun. Walang mas irresponsable doon. Please don't follow me.
Okay, so again, these are just some of the things that we learned. And when we come back, we have a very special guest who is super seasoned in giving talks and seminars and conferences.
And that can give great advice on how to make a pretty presentation.
So,
kasi diba some people, yun doon lang nakatingin dun sa presentation mo. Kailangan maganda.
Oo, correct. So, watch out for that.
Hi, my name is Miguel Olfindo from NMF TV, your source of intelligent entertainment. For the Bro Show and Hands-On, subscribe to NMF TV Sports. For the Call Center Show, the Soul Slam Show, and In Fairness, subscribe to NMF TV Urban Culture. For the Jing Wana Show and Live Love Lols, subscribe to NMF TV Lifestyle and Beauty. For Riot, subscribe to NMF TV Youth. For Robot Rise and new crazy gaming shows, subscribe to NMF TV Gaming. For Puto Tech Show and other tech-related shows, subscribe to NMF TV Tech. And of course, for Good Times with Mo, That Show, Machong Chismisan, and Two Girls One Cup, subscribe to NMF TV Humor. When you subscribe to these channels, you won't get all the noise from all the other channels that you don't really care about. So subscribe to each one that you want and enjoy. Welcome to the New Media Factory family.
Hi. They say nothing in this world is free, and for the most part, that's true. But here at NMF Network, all shows are indeed 100% free. And as an added feature, you have the option to subscribe to all your favorite programs, also at no charge. Why should you subscribe? By subscribing, you no longer have the hassle of delays when you stream the program. You also don't need to keep checking our site to see if your favorite programs are up, because they'll automatically be uploaded to your device as soon as it's available. Here's how to do it. For those people with Apple mobile devices, first you need to download the podcast app. Once you download the podcast app, open it, and you should be taken to the featured page. Now, you look for the store button. Hit the store button, and after doing that, hit the search button. Put your cursor on it and type New Media Factory. All our shows should automatically appear. Pick your favorite or favorites, open it, and hit subscribe. And that's it, you're done. Congratulations and welcome to the New Media Factory family.
Welcome back! Holy timer! We are here with the visual storyteller of Rags to Riches and the co-founder of Design Her Story, Arianne Serafico. Arianne is spelled with a double R and single N.
Yes. These are samples of the Rags to Riches merchandise.
Oh yes, and in the previous season we had one of the co-founders here, Mark Ruiz and Reese. Right. Okay, so Arianne, before we start, could you tell us more about Design Her Story and yung mga ino-organize mong mga kung anong conference?
Yeah. Okay, so Design Her Story, we just launched it itong August. And it was just because parang I was very creative, but I was also very into development work. So I used to work in the government and in an NGO and now in a social enterprise. Pero yung my thing was, whenever I would go to a creative gathering, parang they're very creative, like into design, into crafts, pero parang I couldn't talk to them about the social stuff. And then when I would go naman to a social thing, parang sila naman very, alam mo yun, like NGO, government, pero hindi naman sila ma-creative. So I was like,
gumagamit ng joker man sa mga alam mo yun?
Joker man.
Yeah.
So yun, so parang ako, I just want, marami naman kasi ibang like girls like you na very creative and very, driven, but also want to, change the world, ganyan. So, ginawa ko lang is just to build a community, just so everyone can sort of connect. Kasi otherwise, they just read stuff online but don't really get to talk to other people about it. That's why we had like this conference, and yun, hopefully there'll be more of that.
And then you also organized this event that was like public speaking for introverts, right?
Yeah.
So could you tell us more about how that happened?
Yung core community kasi namin, it's really it's more like introverted women. Mm-hmm. So, and one of their main concerns that they always email me about is yun nga, nahiya sila to talk about their ideas, or even just in school or in work. So, we wanted to create a workshop.
I was your student.
Yes, for blogging.
Yeah. Introverted.
Okay, and then,
so yun,
yung mga concerns nila.
Yes, and so, marami naman you can attend public speaking workshops, but usually, mga nag-attend doon, yung mga medyo, extrovert, ganyan. But there wasn't really something that was tailor-fit for introverts. That's why we had that. So we had mga 15 to 20 students.
Wow, okay, so based on that seminar and other girls that you meet and get to talk to, ano ba yung usual problems or usual issues or usual parang worries nila that's why they
have a fear
are not confident to speak publicly?
Siyempre, meron the very basic ones is like, yun, I stutter, ganyan. But usually, it falls under 3 categories. Okay. One is, what if I say something wrong? Parang, what if I'm not good enough? Like, what if I say something that's off topic? Or, basta lang, you might say something wrong and embarrass yourself. Second is, kalat ka. My thoughts are all over the place. And so, I tend to ramble and become redundant, ganyan.
Right.
And the third one is, I know what I'm trying to communicate, but what if I don't do it effectively na hindi pala nila na-understand yung sinabi?
Parang to you, it's clear.
Right.
Pero pag sabihin mo na,
Parang hindi iba na.
So
Mine
yun is
is
what if they already know what I'm talking about and then they're better pala than me and then this is not about me. So let's get back to work, students.
okay,
So what was what was the solution that you offered or the advice?
like during the workshop, anong mga eureka moments?
Eureka moment. So, the first one is really to get organized. Yun naman first step. Parang you can't just go into something and say na, ito lang yung points ko, 5 points, but you have no umbrella, like umbrella theme, ganyan. So, I always tell them first to sort of, if you need to do a brain purge and sort of like lay out everything that you want to say.
Sorry, a brain.
Like a brain purge.
Pagkarinig ko, brain bird.
Brain purge.
Purge. Oh, like let it
Sulat
all
mo
out.
lahat ng gusto mong gawin.
Pwede rin yung brain bird. Hindi ko alam.
Brain purge.
Saka mo
Bridge ba yun? Na bird? Purge.
Okay.
So people have different tools naman. Some people like mind maps, some
Yeah.
people like outline,
Yeah.
like you. Or some people want to do it straight na sa PowerPoint. They have slides muna, ganyan. So
Yeah,
there are
like
different, there are different ways
What
to
works
do
for
it.
you?
Ako post-its. Either on my floor or on a big wall. Then just post-its. Lahat ng ideas ko muna and then I start to group them together.
Very tactile. I got that word from you.
Season 1.
Okay, how about the stuttering and fear of saying something mali or wrong?
Oo, kasi a lot of people when they're on stage, sometimes their mind blanks or that happens to me sometimes kahit nandiyan na yung slide. Yung ganon. So, how did you teach people to like overcome that?
It comes from knowing your content. I think it all boils down to that. Parang, kung you don't have to know it by heart, kumbaga, perfect yung transition mo into everything. Pero kung alam mo yung storya that you're trying to convey, then it's very acceptable for you to pause. Kung kunyari na you forget something. Hindi naman bawal mag-pause, diba?
That's true. At
Diba?
saka hindi rin bawal magkamali.
Exactly.
So okay lang ata yun.
Okay.
Diba? Hindi naman ibig sabihin ng for you to be an effective communicator is that you're a perfect communicator. For me, it has to be compelling and effective yung message mo. That's really, for me, that's what effective is. Yeah.
And what about the fear? Yung nerves.
Yeah, how do you calm down your nerves?
Take a shot of tequila.
Ganun yung method mo. Sa akin, it's just practice. And also, there are warm-up exercises. So I make them, parang run around. Run around! Burpees!
Burpees. Okay, so run around just to expel all that extra.
Not naman run, kasi hihingalan ka by the time on stage.
Pawis-pawis ka na.
You're saying you dance, right?
Oo, or like you shake your body.
shake.
Oo. Ganyan ka mag-dance.
Grabe naman yung dance. Pagod ka na rin.
Meron kang example of one of the girls you've known or seminar attendees na dati super shy pero ngayon
May podcast na.
Ikwento mo naman yung journey niya in a nutshell.
At hindi yun yung class na tinake ko, partida.
So I had one intern na, she's 17 years old, very, very shy.
Bagets.
Oo, bagets talaga. Tapos, sobrang shy na we would have meetings, tapos siya parang sa gilid lang, parang lalaro. Hindi naman siya naglalaro ng parang.
Naglalaro.
Polly pocket.
Natutuan.
Iba pala.
Gumamaya bubbles.
So parang, it was a very slow process of me sort of asking her at first, parang prompting her, what do you think of this? Ganyan. But at the end kasi of the whole program, they had to present parang the lessons that they learned. And ang biggest strength niya kasi is not really speaking, but it's on visual. She likes drawing. And what she did was she banked on that, what she was good at. Tapos her whole presentation was comic illustrations of girls, ganyan. Tapos may mga thought bubbles. And then, kahit hindi siya sobrang perfect yung public speaking skills niya because she knew what she was good at and she also banked on her personality that she was very soft-spoken, ganyan. And it was very entertaining just to see the personality of that person shine through when she was speaking, ganyan.
I think that's a very important point. Yung don't fake your personality. Kung ano ka, yun na, magpakatotoo ka, di ba?
Kung hindi ka talaga joker, if you're not like an impressive, confident person, wag mong pilitan kasi weird.
Talaga maging serious, di ko talaga kaya.
Ako, baliktad din tayo kung mag-jokes, tapos parang walang natatawa.
Sobra.
Paano pag gano'n? Paano pag walang natawa? Paano binabawi?
Okay, may gago na siya. Paano nga ba? Dahil parang kina-call out ko na, ay walang natawa. Tapos ako matatawa yung mga tao.
But I've never seen you try to give...
Oo nga. Natuto na kasi ako. Nakasap ko na yung mga personal limitations ko. Tingnan mo, natatawa kayo ngayon.
Okay, so like you personally, how do you prepare for a talk? Or before you give presentations?
There are two things that I do first. Yun nga yung kanina. It's really a post-it purge of everything that I want to say. And second, habang ginagawa ko yun, like me as a person, I also, whether email or I call up, kung sino man yung nag-organize nung the talk that I'm gonna attend, ang pinaka-importante sa akin is to know your audience. You were saying kanina about finding common ground. And sometimes the best way to do that is to really ask the organizer, who am I talking to? What age range?
How many are they?
Yeah, what is their background? Have you done these talks before? What were the most effective runs of this talk? What did they like? Who were the speakers that they liked before? And then it's less of age, number, ganyan. Not number, but like number of people.
Right.
But it's really about the spirit of the audience that you're talking to. Kasi nga if you're talking to, let's say, employees versus students, iba rin yun.
Right.
Iba rin yung employees of a corporation and employees of an NGO or a social enterprise. So you also have to draw that out para relevant yung you have your ideas kasi and you can always just throw them out as you see it or like as you think about it in your head, but you have to make it relevant to whoever you're talking to.
I like that point on asking the organizers which speakers they enjoyed previously or which speakers they deemed successful, because I give talks but that's not something I would usually do. So I think that's something very helpful because that already gives you a good foundation on how your presentation should be like when you're there. That's a good tip.
Well, we have a number of samples of some slides made by Arianne herself.
Text pala?
Anong program ginamit mo dyan?
I use Photoshop.
Cherry.
Bakit Photoshop?
Just because I want to avoid the problem na wala yung font on whatever computer I'm gonna be using. Or may iba yung spacing, ganyan. So I save it as a JPEG and then yun yung ginagamit ko.
Pero pag Photoshop as a JPEG, walang effects yung font as in you can. Or iniisa-isa mo?
Ako iniisa-isa ko.
Iniisa-isa ko rin.
And then transition to the next.
Nyo. Oh, ayan.
Ako na pala yung speaker charo.
So, you can also get stock photos online. It's very, very easy to get.
Paano pag may watermark?
Huwag yun yung kunin mo. Exactly. Hindi yung pinugo.
So, yeah. Maganda
This is
watermark.
Photoshop.
Yes, Photoshop.
So, you're may crop.
Yan din. So, diba? Instead of just having the text, mas may effects lang siya.
Obviously, wala.
How do you make text ganyan?
Ganun ba yung terminology?
Alt-T?
Technical.
Alt-A-Alt.
Mamaya.
So, ano yung, for example, can we go back to the previous one? Thank you. How do you choose, like, meron ka bang specific, o kunwari, I'm talking to a group of girls, ito yung font na gagamitin ko. Meron ka bang ganong
Design guidelines.
Oo. Or colors. Like,
To be honest, through the years, parang meron ka ng favorite fonts Parang go-to staple mo na siya. So,
Ang ganda.
I really like using thick fonts. So, this is, I forget what this is.
gusto ko yan. I-send me yan sa
I
akin.
like this one also.
Yan. Tapos, depende lang sa colors. Pero even if I'm talking to government people, I like using fun colors just because Wala
Yeah.
lang.
It should be fun, right?
Yeah.
And I like the little detail of the person may race. Wow. Parang yung mga little things like that, no, hindi mo siya naiisip. But when you see it, you're like, hey, I could have done that.
Yeah.
But I didn't because I am not Arianne.
This next slide also, instead of just a plain background or a stock photo background, it's a screenshot.
Yeah, oo. Usually people do screenshots but walang context. So what I do is
Okay, I learned now. Okay.
Oo. So this one I was talking about how do you turn an idea into reality. So I just tell them na usually it's just a Facebook message.
That's true.
And then,
That's a good one.
diba? And then that's it. That's how simple I do it. Wala na masyadong parang photo
Frills.
Yeah.
Okay, so like me, I'm not very techie. How easy or difficult is it to learn Photoshop? Or if not Photoshop, what are the nice options to make a good presentation?
Well, number one, Photoshop is it's pretty easy.
And they say, kasi I was trying to learn din the other day, diba? Sabi na may YouTube tutorials din of Photoshop.
So it's an
of
advice.
one. Yeah.
Search for the YouTube tutorials. And then if not Photoshop, what are the other?
There's a program called canva.com. So canva.com.
Alam yun.
Yeah, there are a lot of things you can do with it, but one of the things is slides for
Slides.
PowerPoint.
A lot of people also recommend Prezi. Have you tried
Prezi is so complicated.
Yeah, parang yung learning curve niya is
Yeah, and
It's a little bit intimidating if you're just getting into the hang of
Okay, no Prezi. Hindi ako tumagal yung nagsabi ng Prezi.
Canva, don't Prezi.
and from what I know, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're using a Mac, you have to be online to access your presentation because it saves as a .exe.
I think even for PC. Unless you're a pro.
You have to get the higher
So it's really
subscription.
Photoshop pa rin talaga.
It's the
and
best
PowerPoint.
option.
Some people are very, kunyari, uses PowerPoint straight.
Yeah.
And
Or
kung,
Keynote.
kung saan ka mas komportable, I
Yeah.
think, saan yung mas madali mong matutunan. Some even use just Word, pero maganda. So, yun.
So are there other
There are more
slides
slides, I think.
na
I think
pangkabugera?
yung last one.
What?
Ayan.
Ayan. So this is naman, parang it doesn't have to be complicated, to be
Ang ganda ng
honest.
font niya.
Ang ganda.
Diba? You can have a plain background and then your main message out there. And then sometimes I like putting in smaller font naman. Pero syempre the main headline is still the bigger one. One other tip is max dapat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dapat 10 words usually, like in one slide.
10 words only.
Yeah, nothing more than that. Pero syempre, I broke the rule here, but the headline is 9 words. Pero yun lang parang little subtext ko is
Ang galing. We learned a lot.
What sites do you usually get free fonts from?
Free talaga. Ayaw mag-download.
Favorite
Ayaw
is
bumili.
fontsquirrel.com.
Ako the font.
Ako the font.
Ang hirap kasi ang dami na eh. I couldn't go through everything.
Logging on to those.
So the font is DAFONT.
What's that
The
app
font.
I gave you? Sorry, sa ano.
Forgot.
Yeah, meron. Tweet namin. Pero super galing kasi you search kunyari, happy. So lalabas siya ng mga photos that you can use for free. And then meron na siyang
Walang watermark.
Wali.
Okay, good.
Tapos, meron na siyang style. So parang medyo yung style ni Arianne. Pero syempre hindi ganun ka ganda, diba? Yes. Tapos, when you're done, you export it. You have the option of exporting it as PowerPoint, Pages, PDF.
Wow.
No way.
Sobrang hassle lang. Hindi ko talaga maalala yung pangalan.
Bakit kay Bianca mo lang sinend?
Sinend kayo sa WhatsApp natin.
Oh.
Hindi ka nagbabasa. Anyway, thank you, Arianne. Thank you so much. We learned so much.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Mag-organize na tayo ng talk. Invite mo na lang kami. Diba?
Wait, I have a question. You're
yes.
very dedicated to teaching young girls, about the power of public speaking and generally communications. What's the value of it for you?
I just think that there are a lot of young women who have great ideas, pero wala pa sila yung tools, skills, and processes and the platforms to get it out there. And it's, you know how a lot of people are so scared of younger people na mas magaling na sa kanila. But especially in our field, dapat nga mas natutuwa tayo that these young people are doing so amazingly at 15 and 16. Kasi if they do better than us, then it's better for the world, you know.
So yun.
Grabe.
And with that, you, Arianne.
World peace.
So, can you plug your website? Her blog is like super nice and easy on the eyes. Ang ganda. May mga tabs pa.
Correct.
Mga
ganun yung pictures.
Wow. Yeah, so our community is Designer Story. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/designerstory. My personal blog is wandergirl.com. That's WANDERRgirl.com. And that's it.
Instagram.
Oh, Instagram rin, ganyan. Follow me on Instagram.
Is that your Instagram?
Yes. I double R, single N.
Double R, single N.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much, Arianne.
Thank you for having
Thank you for
me.
joining us. And you will be seeing more of her talks in Design Her Story. And check out Rags to Riches also because she's the visual storyteller, diba? Bye!
Bye!
The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.